Hi, and welcome to the Weekly Win. So this week I want to talk about something that I was introduced to, well, both Vicky and I were introduced to a few years ago by Dermot Buffini, and that is the website DaveRamsey.com, but more specifically, the philosophy around saving and managing your money. So I'm going to talk about that and unpack it for you. Okay, so let's have a look at the site. As I said, it's called DaveRamsey.com. I want to talk about two elements of the site. The one is, and let's start with the 7 baby steps that he recommends. So literally, if you just type into the search bar here, 7 baby steps, what will come up, it's search string number 1. The 7 things that Dave Ramsey recommends that all of us have in place in order to build some sort of wealth, right? So I'm just going to fly through it so you can see baby step 1, save an amount towards your starter emergency fund. Now, you don't have to use the exchange rate. You can use the McDonald's index and just round it off to around 6 Rand. So try saving around 6,000 Rand for an emergency fund, a starter emergency fund. You can build onto that in time. But, you know, the most famous and most sold sticker for bumpers around the world is shit happens, and that is the shit happens line or item. So you want to make sure that you're putting money away for something that goes wrong that's unplanned. Step 2, pay off all your debt. You know, maybe accept a long-term debt like the household, but use the debt snowball. If you want to know what that is, just click on the arrow and it'll take you through it. But debt is the one thing that you should all know that's going to hold you back. Credit card debt, short-term debt, cars, leases, etc. Try and get rid of that as soon as possible, or you'll be paying interest off for the rest of your life and never being able to eat into the capital portion of payments and not being able to build any wealth. So definitely that's where you want to be at step 2. Again, all of these are explained. Step 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Why? Well, again, you don't know what the future is going to hold. Retrenchments, no income for a few months. Stuff happens in life. Now, you don't have to build this up from day one, but over a period of time, you want to start putting savings away into that emergency fund. Essentially, you're going to start with your 6,000 Rand and you're going to build it up to 6 months of what your personal and family expenses are, so that you don't have to live with that sword hanging over your head the whole time. It also allows you to make better decisions when sitting in front of clients. If you don't have that weight hanging over you and you've planned for the bad times, it allows you to think more freely and focus on your business. Step 4, invest 15% of your household income in retirement. You can do more if you like, but certainly you want to be thinking of the long-term game as well. So invest some money in your retirement. Step 5, you want to be saving for your kids' varsity fund. Maybe you don't have kids and it's something else, or maybe you skip that step altogether if it's not relevant for you. But one of the biggest expenses that you'll have when your kids start reaching that adolescence age is a university fund. So you best be thinking about that now if you do have kids in primary school or you plan on having kids. Step 6, pay off your home early. If you're in real estate, you know this backwards. The sooner you pay your home off, the less you actually pay for the home. Debt can be good for you if it's long-term debt and you've loaned appropriately to build capital in your asset. The problem is the longer you take to pay that home off, the less capital there is for you at the end of the day. The less, if you want to look at it, net profit, if you want to look at it from that perspective, there is for you. So pay off your home early. Let's not keep paying off someone else's interest for them. You know the drill. Again, click on the link if you're not sure. And the last, build wealth and give, right? You need to give to receive. I believe that to be true. So you want to be tithing and impacting the communities around you. Now, you need to do it in these steps. It doesn't help you to just give out, but you haven't planned for yourself. You haven't put these plans and steps in place. So 7 baby steps, that's where I'd start. Go to DaveRamsey.com, type in 7 baby steps, click on the link, and it'll take you through to this page. Again, just click on the links for more information. Now, next part, zero-based budgeting. On the home page, click on tools and zero-based budgeting. Now, this is your monthly income and expenditure. Like, it's all good and well to know that you need to follow those steps, but how do you get there on a monthly basis? Well, Vicky and I used to do the envelope system where literally we would look at what income we expected for the month, what expenses we had, top to toe, all of them, from the, as you can see here, from the regular bills like your mortgage, your electricity, car payments, groceries, entertainment, clothing, an exhaustive list. You have to write them all down. So first you write down all your income. Now, do you have a second job? Do you get maybe rental income from somewhere? What other sources of income you have? Put that all down. If you're married, you probably want to combine those. But then your expenses, every single one of them must be listed. Do not cut corners, because you're going to set yourself an amount to spend per month in each of those areas. So amount for groceries, an amount for entertainment, an amount for clothing, an amount for subscriptions and petrol and so forth. So write that down. 3, now this seems really obvious, okay? You're going to subtract the expenses from income to equal 0. So I know that sounds weird. Normally would go, oh, well, I earned 100 Rand, my expenses were 90 Rand, I therefore have 10 Rand left. Well, actually, that's not what zero-based budgeting is. Zero-based budgeting is, I earn 100 Rand, and this month I'm going to spend 100 Rand. Now, don't switch off yet, because it's what you spend the 100 Rand on that's important. For example, I'm going to tell you, and so will Dave Ramsey's zero-based budgeting program, that's why you have to go through these points, will tell you that the first expense you have is spending it on paying yourself. That first 100 Rand, 10,000 Rand, 30,000 Rand, 50,000, I don't know what you earn. That first percentage, and even it'll make recommendations of what percentage you should be spending. I would start with 10%. That first percentage you're going to be putting away into a savings account that is locked away, that you don't touch. An interest-bearing account that you are not going to touch. It's not an emergency fund. It's not a holiday fund. It's not a I'll dip into it when I need it fund. It's money that you put aside for the long game. You also, if this is you, or you're that type of person, you're going to tithe, whether it be to your church or the community around you or whatever makes the most sense for you. I believe that in order to receive, you first need to give out. So you're going to be paying yourself first. Then you're going to be paying a tithe, whatever percentage that is that you are comfortable with. Again, there is a recommendation on the site, but whatever you're comfortable with. And then you're going to look at the other expense items: your mortgage, your car, your petrol, your electricity, your clothing, your groceries, your restaurant, your entertainment, and so forth. Why is it important to do it that way? Because otherwise you're going to end up spending on all your expense items, not making any trims or cuts, and not having anything to show for it at the end of the day. You're literally going to be living hand to mouth. And how many South Africans, and let's be honest with ourselves, how many real estate agents live hand to mouth? Earn 10 Rand, spend 10 Rand. Earn 100 Rand, spend 100 Rand, which is the right thing to do, but we're spending it on the wrong items and have nothing to show for it. So I want to encourage you to hop onto the site, daveramsey.com, look at the 7 baby steps first, and then go on to here, where is it? Let me show you. Tools, zero-based budgeting, and read through these steps and read through some of the mechanisms. Now, I did say to you a little bit earlier, Vicky and I used an envelope system. Well, nowadays they've got apps. Essentially what the envelope system was is we looked at our monthly income and said, okay, the number is X. Let's look at all of our expenses, just like you will do, from the mortgage, the restaurants, the entertainment. I've been through the list. Write them all down. Try and get a monthly average of what in the past we've been spending on those items. Set some sort of a budget. Remember, including that we're going to pay ourselves. And then we'd literally have envelopes, physical envelopes for each of those items. So we'd put money into the restaurant's envelope, a groceries envelope, again, all these various expenses, and at the end of the month, that was it. If we didn't have money come the 20th of the month to go to a restaurant, well, then we didn't go to the restaurant. If it looked like our budget was running out on the in our envelope for groceries, Well, best we make a switch from Woolworths to Pick n Pay, or Pick n Pay to something cheaper, or whatever it is for you. Because once the money runs out in the envelope, there is no more left. It's far too easy to use a MasterCard, credit card, and everything else. The problem with that is the interest comes back to bite you down the line. It's just too easy to swipe the card. Now, credit cards can be useful if you have self-control. And that's where an app can help you. Maybe you don't want to do the envelope system like us. Our friends thought we were crazy, but the app can certainly help you. So Vicky now knows, if we have an amount for entertainment per month or restaurants per month, if she goes down the road and buys 2 cups of coffee, she immediately logs it into that line item for bootlegger, 30 Rand for coffee. And now I know I only have 70 of the 100 Rand initially set for entertainment left to spend. So when it comes to the end of the month and there's nothing left, guess what? No bootlegger. I'll have to make re-coffee out the kitchen cupboard. So this is literally what it takes to get yourself on the path of building wealth down the line. If you're serious about it, you can make this happen quicker than most. It'll help you to, 1, track your income, but 2, significantly track your spending and make the adjustments where you need to in order to get you on the right path. I hope it was helpful. Again, DaveRamsey.com. Check it out. I'll catch you all soon on the Weekly Win. Bye.